Welcome to Tesla Mistakes. Back to this week, 2024, April 29th, part 2, the myth and bust of this week. There are 3 of them in this episode. The first one is about layoffs. The second one is about not having enough leaders at Tesla. And the third one is about supercharging. So let's go through each one of them now. And before we start, please hit like and subscribe to my channel. That could really help me going forward. First, one of the myths this week is that Tesla is laying off a lot of people, about 10% of the workforce. That means Tesla must be in bad business shape, and revenue is down, profit is down. Maybe they have to downsize, maybe they're no longer growing, actually, they may be shrinking. It's in bad shape, Tesla is in bad shape. So this is wrong. This is a myth that needs to be busted. So there are 3 reasons that I want to bust this. First one is the corporate structure of a company. Any big company always require regular restructuring in order to trim out the inefficiencies in the company. As you can see, like a tree, just think of it as a tree. There are many branches that keep growing. The tree keeps getting bigger, and some of those branches start growing, little branches farther and farther away from the trunk, and they start not really focus on the direction of the original tree trunk. So that's when we have to trim those places. And once in a while, one of these actually non-small branches start to actually grow in the wrong direction, or we simply no longer want that branch because the whole tree's purpose is refocused. Maybe we want the tree now to point to east instead of point to west. Then the east branches will need to be trimmed. So these kind of things happen all the time within big companies. So this is really, from this perspective, there's nothing to worry about. And restructuring a lot of times actually helps you run the company leaner. As the second point of this bust is that when you actually get rid of a bunch of employees and you can still maintain the same level of business, in fact, it's projected to go higher this year as well, and quarter to quarter, that only helps the company's bottom line, which is the profit, even better. And the top line revenue actually is projected to grow, and because we are running with fewer employees, you actually will have better bottom line profit as well. Some of the other examples, companies that did that successfully as well is Twitter, right? Elon Musk's own baby. He cut out 75%, 80% of the folks, and the site only got way better. Let's be objective about that, right? So laying off people isn't always bad at all. And in this case, it will just help the company's top line and bottom line. And so another reason why Tesla did this layoff is that most of the layoffs happen to 2 teams, right? The new product development team and the supercharging team. So we're gonna go into the supercharging point later in this video. So we just talk about the new products team. Maybe, just maybe, the reason Tesla laid off the whole team of new products is because most of the new products have already been designed. And from the experience of developing all these models, the original Roadster, S model, S3 model, X model, and Y model, they know what it needs for a new product to succeed. Maybe they have already got all the technical drawings, all the raw material sourcing pipelines already. Whatever's left for the new products would be very little bit. So maybe this whole new product team may not be needed anymore in its current form. But it's very hard for you to repurpose workers when the team is like pretty big, like thousands of people or maybe hundreds of people. So it may be much easier to let go of the entire team and just hire maybe 50 or 100 back, maybe not from the same pool, but from outside. So that's another reason why laying off is a good thing, and especially for a team like the new products team. Tesla already figured out the next products pretty well right now. We know there's the robotaxi, We know there's the Model 2, and we know that there might be a Cybervan coming as well, and we already have semi truck, so that's why maybe that team is no longer needed. So move on to the second myth of the week. They're saying that a lot of people have this thinking that, oh, there's a lot of Tesla leaders have already been fired or laid off, or they left on their own. There's not enough good executives left in the company, and Drew Bagnino, one of the glue that holds Tesla together, is also gone. Now, from here on out, there's not enough leaders in the company, and Tesla is going to only go downhill from here. Is that true or not? Of course not. So let me bust this myth. Listen, there are a lot of good managers in the industry, really good executives in the industry, not just in Tesla company, but also in many other auto companies and technology companies. A lot of them will be interested enough to be in the candidate pool for these positions, even though they know that working in Tesla is not a picnic, is not a walk in the park. But a lot of them want to work for Tesla. Why? Because Tesla is very innovative. You learn a lot in there, and you get discounted prices to buy their stock, which is projected to increase manifold this decade, obviously. And again, not investment or financial advice. So let's take a look at this Universum study done in 2022. Tesla and SpaceX are by far the most attractive employer to work for engineering students. Why? Because they're only doing the coolest stuff. Who doesn't want to work in there? Working there for 2 years, you basically have your technical expertise of most people working for more than 10 years. This is no exaggeration. It's intense in there, but you learn a ton. So there's a lot of people in line waiting to get in Tesla and SpaceX. There's no worry about it. And not to mention, there are a lot of promotions within the company. What's better than promoting someone who actually know how Tesla internal systems and workflows work within the company, right? Trained by Tesla to lead Tesla. This is also another good reason. Don't worry about the executives leaving, right? And this actually has happened a few times before already at Tesla. Every time it happens, this first story come out, oh, Tesla losing key executives again. Oh no, Elon Musk is so terrible to work for. Oh no, the company is going to be bad. But every time that happens, Tesla only going to get better and better and better. Not because of the layoff itself, but because Tesla just gets better no matter what. We have this really fine captain at the ship, Elon Musk. It doesn't matter, right? The other executives help him execute his vision, but a lot of people are replaceable, right? So I hope this myth is busted by now that all leaders at Tesla are fired and we're in trouble, right? So third myth, right? Now that we've laid off the supercharging team, the supercharging stations in the United States from Tesla is no longer expanding. Tesla has hit its peak growth. Now it's only going to go downhill. Its main moat or advantage is no longer there. So how do we bust this myth? Well, first of all, we can take a look at Elon's tweet. He actually said it himself. He's still committed to roll out a lot of Tesla supercharging stations, just fewer than before. And rather, he wants to focus on the uptime of existing locations and their expansion. You see, we have a lot of supercharging stations already, and from time to time, like maybe from my own experience, every 10 or 20 chargers, maybe there's one that's not working. So imagine if they can make sure they're always working. So there's already 5 to 10% charging stations that they could have gotten back. Instead of building 10% more, they just save the 10% that's not working. And let's not forget that they can expand the existing locations as well, right? There's actually a lot of empty space in those locations. Instead of 20 chargers in one location, they expand to 40, which is just as good as creating another supercharging station, right? So Elon said it himself. Elon has never lied. It just depends on the timeline and the version of what he said, but it's always true. So just from that, we can believe him. So it's still expanding, just in a different way. And furthermore, even if Tesla is not building its own supercharging stations, that doesn't mean there will be no more supercharging stations. It just means that Tesla may potentially license out their supercharging technology to other companies like GM, Ford, and Chrysler in the United States, and maybe even other auto companies having business in the United States. We can license technology to them, and they can build their own white label supercharging stations. They can slap icon on their GM or Ford or Chrysler or even, I don't know, Honda's. But the actual charging technology was licensed and provided by Tesla. That way, as you know, this is passive income for them. They don't even have to worry about monitoring and upkeep of the whole supercharging station and its chargers, but they just make money passively. So this is very much a possibility. It may already be real, may already be signed. Nobody knows yet, but this is another very much of a possibility. So this myth is again busted. So I hope you like this week's myth and mistakes bust. And I'm your host, Tesla Mystics host, and please welcome this channel by subscribing to it. It will really help me grow this channel and provide more content. And I'll see you next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.